Hey Faves, welcome back to another video. I'm back on your screens with another interesting topic. It's all about how we hinder our own successes. This video is inspired by the book The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wyatt. Let's dive right into the video. Self-sabotaging is basically the hindrance of our own successes by our actions and inactions. We tend to undermine our progress and we are never able to achieve the goals we set for ourselves. When our conscious and unconscious selves are in conflict, it drives us straight to a state of self-sabotage. The causes include a wide range of factors such as childhood traumas, low self-esteem, poor coping mechanisms, just to mention a few. An example of how we self-sabotage is this. Let's take a look at this scenario. You've been wanting to take your reading game to the next level because in one way or the other it keeps you open-minded, yet for some reason you are never able to get yourself to pick up a book, whether it be a hard copy book, an audio book, whatever it is. You just cannot get yourself to picking up a book to read. That is self-sabotaging. Another scenario is you have agreed to be a member of a team, yet you are never committed to your task. In this case, you are not only self-sabotaging, you are sabotaging the members of the team as well. And this is your big A. You want to be constantly reminded of what needs to be done. Why are you delaying the progress of the team? All you are telling them is that you are not reliable and they cannot even trust you. If you are someone who is more aware of what you don't want than what you want, a people pleaser, always says you're okay when you're actually not. Your feelings scare you to death, so you're always suppressing them, not putting your own happiness first. Don't know your why, blinded to your own potential, have a lot on your plate at a time, not chasing your dreams, not celebrating your wins, whether big or small. You are self-sabotaging. Now, these are the 8 signs to look out for. Number 1 is resistance. As I mentioned earlier, you are never able to bring yourself to do the things that you have agreed to do. You resist everything that could possibly be going right in your life if only you put in the work. In other words, you are stuck in your comfort zone and do not want to explore and experience the beauty on the other side. Well, newsflash, there is no growth in your comfort zone. You better start running out of that space. Quit fear, quit the limiting beliefs, and take action. Remember the Japanese Zen secrets. Flourish in your imperfections. Don't always wait for things to be perfect before you take a move. There is nothing like perfection, meaning you're going to be waiting forever. Stay focused. Know exactly what you want and how you're going to get it. Don't worry so much about when it's going to come. Just know that so long as you're putting in the work, it will come. It's just a matter of time. And this applies to all aspects of your life. Relationships, finances, spirituality, career, family, friends, and so on and so forth. Stay focused, stay committed, and be consistent. Small steps, honey. It won't happen overnight. And the only way to stay ahead is to start and keep going. That brings us to our next point, which is limitation mindset. Some of you have been made to believe through traumatic and dysfunctional patterns that you are not deserving of certain things. You have been told things like, there is no millionaire in this family. You can never make it in life. You will never find yourself a husband or a wife. And they are so stuck up in your subconscious mind, so much so that you are allowing them to ruin your life. Be the difference, honey. Break those generational curses and enjoy the journey while at it. Nothing good comes easy. Maintain a positive attitude while you are chasing after all of the good things you are comfortable having in your life. Make it worthwhile. Remember, We are all on the same journey, but our paths are never the same, which is why there may be so many people in your niche of interest, but then you might somehow find a way of excelling in that area. I keep saying that there were so many beauty products before Fenty Beauty. Look at Fenty Beauty now. It is making millions of dollars, if not more. Do not accept the things you have been made to believe for all these years. Your own story can be different. It all begins with you. Dare to be different. Discover who you are, discover your potential, and act accordingly. You are unstoppable, unbreakable, untouchable. Just go for it, honey. You can and you will. The next sign to look out for is instability. Some of you cannot stay at one place at a time. You always want to eat your cake and have it. This young lady came to me one time for advice. Let's call her Alice. Alice is in her early 20s, and she needed some advice on relationship. Apparently, she's being pursued by two men. One of them is married and the other is single, and she's confused as to whom to choose. According to Alice, the married man, let's call him Bill for the sake of this video, has been very good to her. And the single man, let's call him Nathan for the sake of this video, even at the talking stages, she can sense that Nathan is not ready for commitment. So I went ahead to ask Alice, is Bill ready to commit? And are you ready to be a second wife to Bill? She said no. Then I asked, is it about money? She said no, both of them are well to do. My next question was, do you have plans of getting married in the future? Alice said yes. Then I asked, why then are you with a married man who will eventually leave you when something critical happens, or when the unforeseen happens, or let's just say when you need them the most, or simply when they get tired of you? Be with someone who will stick with you in sickness and in health. Only a God-sent husband can do this for you, not another woman's husband. I asked Alice, do you feel at peace with Bill, the married one? She said she actually lied to Bill that his wife wasn't going to be a problem. But then anytime they were having a conversation over the phone and he has to end the call to attend to his wife, she begins to feel uncomfortable. Do you see what I'm seeing, guys? Alice's mental health is at stake. There is no peace in this space. Plus, according to Sri Harold Clem, the Mahanta, the living Ekmaster, spiritual leader of Ekanka, love cannot breathe in the air of mistrust, and lies will kill love. You all should get you some vitamin N. Learn to say no. I went on to ask a few questions about Nathan, the single one. I asked Alice if she had any problem with Nathan. She said her only problem was that she feels like Nathan is not ready for any commitment. And in other words, he's only in for games. Ideally, both men are not meant for Alice. Remember, what is meant for you will not come with any chaos attached. And in the case of Alice, because she loves Nathan more than he does, she has the tendency of overlooking most red flags. Some people are of the view that playing games is okay when you are in your 20s because you are still figuring things out. But for me, that's bullshit. There are people in their 40s and even 50s who are still playing games. What you begin with becomes a habit, and it takes only the grace of God to break free from these habits. Know exactly what you want and make sure that all of your actions are aligned towards those goals. If I were in Alice's shoes, I would have left both men alone. Life is too short to be dealing with people who are unsure of you. However, when it comes to matters of the heart, you have to leave the final decision to the people involved. Never deprive anyone from having an experience. Experience is the best teacher. Alice finally asked, what if I leave Bill alone and go in for Nathan and he ends up not treating me right? Alice wants to eat her cake and have it. First of all, there's a huge red flag smiling at you. And it's either you're not seeing it, or you don't know what it is, or you are ignoring it completely. From your own words, this man is not ready to commit. And even by asking that question, I can tell right away that your yes isn't a solid yes. It's an half-assed yes. However, people do change. They change for the ones they want to change for. So let's say you begin something with Nathan, and along the line, things begin to go not exactly as you expected to go. You leave. If things are not going right, you go left, honey. Leave that space already. Dear ladies, please decenter from men and focus on your finances. There's nothing worth giving you sleepless nights but your finances. Go get the bag, honey, and get you the life you want first. Grind until you are able to buy your time back, and you are in the position to help, employ, influence, and be charitable towards others. The right man will align with your dreams and desires in due time. Know exactly what you want. Be mindful, be alert, be observant. If anything doesn't align with your future goals, stay away from it. Leave that space immediately. It's never too late. You can start from anywhere. There's no need beating yourself up. Remember, you can only do better when you know better. Have you ever been in Alice's shoes? What did you do and how did it go? Let us know in the comment section. Relationships are not the only aspect of instability. Instability applies to all areas of life. Critical thinking, being clear in your mind on where you are going and sticking to the plan. And while you are at it, have the confidence to kick out all obstacles. Now, the next sign is perfectionism. Some of you are too ashamed to make mistakes. Well, newsflash, there is no success story without failure. Failure is part of the learning curve. For some of you, even before you start, una dey shake. Just because you have it at the back of your mind that things are not going to go well. And so what if you fail? Haven't you heard of it's not over until it's over? Or when the going gets tough, the tough gets going? Be willing to start afresh at any given point in your life. The only way to master something is when you do it over and over again. Every successful person you know started from somewhere, and they have failed once or twice, if not more. The difference here is the willingness to keep going no matter how tough things get. Solving problems is what makes life interesting. Everyone has something they are facing. Even the richest people you know are not 100% at peace all the time, but they keep pushing regardless. It's not about how well you do it or being the best at it. It is even worse when you think or you know you are the best and you still fail. The trick lies in keeping it moving. And if indeed you are the best, you will get back at it in no time. Just make sure you are doing the things you are passionate about. From here, you can easily pick up the pieces and straighten things up until you get to where you really want to be. Next thing to look out for is emotional unintelligence. A lot of people have lost so many valuable things in people, all because of anger, not being able to express how they actually feel, bottling up emotions and bursting out when there is no space for harboring such feelings anymore. When it comes to emotions, there are three things involved. You either accept it fully, do something about it, or remove yourself completely. The ball is in your court. Emotional intelligence is all about protecting your peace. Don't stay too long in places that pose a threat to your mental well-being. Practice total surrender. Do everything in the name of a higher force and simply acknowledge the efforts that people are making on their own journey. Know that they do not know any better, and when they know better, they will begin to do better. Personal development is so important. Your parents may not be able to teach you everything. Teachers may not be able to teach you everything. You may not learn anything from your church. Your friends may not have anything to offer, but you and you alone can make you a better person. Work on yourself constantly, so much so that you get to a point where nothing gets to you at all. You know that, oh, it's one of those things. It is what it is. Let's take a look at the three things involved, one after the other. First is accepting it fully. Know that there is an obstacle and pay it no attention, zero attention. Ignore it with every fiber of your being. Don't even feed it with 0.001 joule of energy. It doesn't deserve any of that. I was working with this lady and she was just so bent on frustrating my life. All because she wanted to be me so badly. She didn't understand why I should be the boss. According to her, she had been around for a longer time, plus she is older than me. Can you imagine that? Age at the workplace. Meanwhile, she only knows some technical aspects of the job. She has zero understanding of the science behind whatever is going on. And to make matters worse, she was only a volunteer at the time. She wasn't even an employee. She never did anything she was asked to do. She did whatever she wanted. And she delayed on jobs. Something that could take about 1 to 2 days, she would use a week or more. And although I was her immediate boss, she would never report to me. She would go straight to my bosses and say all kinds of things, half of which weren't true. And she would go about spreading gossips about me until every other person realized what her true intentions were. She was even jealous that I can speak English and she can't. She'd be saying things like, at least I can speak Arabic and French. Hello? You're bluffing with Arabic and French in an English-speaking country. Are you kidding me? Wait for us to at least get to Arabia or to France, then you can start running your map. So how did I deal with such a person? I accepted that that is who she is gonna be. She will never like me, and I don't care. At the end of the day, we are never alike on any ground. No two souls are alike. The next action brings us to the second point, which is to do something about it. I ignored her completely. I acted like she didn't exist. At one time, she tried to trick me into doing something that would get me into trouble. My smart self knew right away that it was the wrong move, and I called her out on her actions. On that day, she went home crying. I just couldn't control my anger. I dealt with her very well, and from then I denied her complete access to me. Now what's going on? Hi. I never asked her to do anything again. I did everything by myself until eventually we got more hands on board, and then she became literally irrelevant. And the gossip now changed from me trying to take her job to me not asking her to do anything. The drama never ends for this biatch. Instead of locking your useless pride in a box and learning whatever it is you can learn, you're flaunting it. How then will you achieve your goal of wanting to become like me? So yeah, things eventually do get better. If only we would work on our emotions and stay patient, we will realize that everything gets better in the end. Lastly is to remove yourself completely. This is after you have done everything you possibly can and it's still not bringing you peace. Straight away, you should know that you don't belong in that space. There is nothing from that space you can learn or earn. Just leave the space immediately. I always keep saying that your peace should be your number one priority. You experience more when you are at peace. The next sign to look out for is excuses. Some of you are too full of excuses. I was in a 3-year relationship, and throughout all of the 3 years, we only had 3 outdoor dates. While people are on a 2-2-2 rule, where every 2 weeks they go out on a date, every 2 months they go out for the weekend, and every 2 years they go out on a 1 week or 2 weeks vacation or holiday. 2 of those 3 dates were for my birthday, one of which I literally had to beg for. The last one was at a cafe where he picked me up from my office, and even with that, he had to be on the go because he was running late for another meeting. So we did a takeout, and our first date was in his office. It was always, I'm busy, I'm in a meeting, I'm talking to so and so, my mom is this and that, baby mama issues left, right, center. This was the most toxic space I ever fixed myself in. And to make matters worse, I was having psychic attacks from these women. Yet I stayed for 3 solid years just because anytime I addressed his inconsistencies, he would assure me he was going to do better. And I was never at peace, always unhappy. As Brianna Wise clearly states, the people who are constantly busy are running from themselves. And it is so true. People make time by choice. Tell me who has time. The clock is constantly ticking. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. So you make time for everything that is important to you. If anyone is giving you the I am busy excuse, just know right away that you are not important to them. What happened to clearing your plate by outsourcing? You cannot do it all alone. You need somebody, and they are not staying because you are not treating them right. The only good thing about that relationship was the sex. You see how sex can keep you in places you don't belong for the longest? Your lower half will just not make you leave places you don't belong. Another good thing I learned from that space was his dedication towards work. He's so hardworking. He knows his stuff when it comes to his career, and he's very creative. Plus, he's so loving to his kids. That I admired so much. Probably because I didn't get that from my dad as a kid. Now, what am I driving at? After all of the chaos, he expected me to be his peace. You sow chaos and you want to reap peace. It's never possible. Plus, I was already broken. That was why I accepted to be with you in the first place. Nothing good comes out of broken spaces. My chakras were blocked. I was fully immersed in negativity. Nothing good could come out of that. The breakup was chaotic and eye-opening at the same time. The kind of things he said to me led me straight onto my self-development journey. I was like, wow, am I that bad? Reflecting on everything, he made me feel like I was evil, like I was the devil itself. One thing he said that gingered me up was when he said, you know nothing aside rocks. All you know is rocks. You know nothing else. If you don't know something, you learn about it. Yeah, that was so true. He was so right about that one. That was my turning point, the turning point that I needed. I was so focused on my career, so much so that I didn't think to pay attention to the other aspects of my life. I was failing drastically in those areas, including agreeing to be with him in the first place. The rest is what you see now, my healed self. At least I know more than rocks now. Le Beau can also be full of excuses sometimes, but I realize that only happens when he really doesn't want it. I've been trying to get him to exercise for some time now, and he keeps giving excuses. At first, I told him to sign up for the gym, and it's either raining today, or the weather is bad, or he's late for work. One excuse to the other. He's saying my career is already comparable to the gym life, yet he hates it when he has to walk for even 20 minutes. Can you imagine? As a geologist, I can walk for 45 hours in a day and still come back and hit my squats, planks, push-ups, arm presses, and so on. I guess it's because I love it. I love looking good. I love feeling good. I don't do too much when it comes to hair and makeup, so the body must do the talking. All jokes aside, I just love health. I make it a conscious effort to always stay healthy. It's too expensive to be unhealthy. I know most of you are of the view that healthy living is expensive, but the cost of surgery can never be compared to the cost of an apple a day, leafy greens, fiber-rich foods, healthy herbs. Just think about that. Label is always promising to start by the end of a particular month. The day will come and no show. This is not to say that I want him to have a gym life by fire by force. I just want us to grow fit together. We shall get there someday. I have all the patience in the world. Another thing he hates to hear is when I use the word alone. He will say, no. We are a team. What is mine is yours. He can even go mute just because I use the word alone. Such a romantic piece of art. Yet, he wants me to be fit alone. Nah, lie, oh. It will never happen. We are in this together. Same goes for those who keep making excuses instead of admitting that that is not what they really want. And for some of you too, you know that this is what you actually want, but you just can't get yourself to start putting in the work. I don't know if you're waiting for God itself to come and hold yourself to get you to start. I mean, waiting for the reason. It's always one story after the other. And in most cases, the underlying factor is fear. Quit. Fear. Lebu simply hates that he gets after a workout, so he'd rather not attempt. But that's the goal, honey. To torture the body now that you're young, so that your older self, let's say when you are 80 or 90 or even 70, will be able to function with the highest form of energy and strength that it can gather. So yeah, plus it comes with many other benefits. Looking good, feeling good, including a great sex life. That's the only part that scares me, because if this guy is to start taking his workout seriously, we have to run away, because it's already given. You know what I'm saying? It's not about wanting to do things. It's about actually doing them. Small steps, remember? You can start with 5 push-ups in a day and be consistent with it until you can move to 10 and then to 20. Before you know it, you will be doing 100 push-ups in a day, if no more. The next sign to look out for is disorganization. Some of you just don't pay attention to anything. You don't pay attention to your health, your work, your home, your choice of food, friends, life partners, clothes, and so on and so forth. You're always making mistakes or running late just because you lack attention. You don't know where to find anything. Your car keys, the mate of your other pair of shoes or socks. You're always using salt in place of sugar and vice versa, just because you haven't taken the time to label the containers in which you store them. You never take the time to properly review a contract, and you end up appending your signature onto something you would never have wished for yourself. You never cross-check the requests of your clients, and you end up wasting time, your own time, materials involved, as well as those of the client. And in the long run, end up losing the client for good. You never remember appointments and schedules. One thing about chaos is that it blocks out the flow of positive energy. Your chakras are blocked. You are never at peace with yourself and others. It's always one problem or the other. You have very little control of your own life. You are always stressed. You are never able to show up as your true authentic self. And the people around you who cannot address your disorganized pattern to your face will be creating all sorts of unnecessary drama behind your back, which will be creating a negative field around you. What even makes it worse is that they may not even be previewed to your real story. You can simply start with a to-do list or a planner. You can have a yearly planner, monthly planner, weekly planner, daily planner. Write down everything you need to do in order of topmost priority, and this should include decluttering your home and mind. Check them off the list once you accomplish them and repeat the next day. Continue with this until you have a stable routine. Take breaks from time to time. And no, you are not wasting time. You're being health conscious. Plus, you're not a machine. Even a machine breaks down when overly used. Take a trip. Go for that holiday. Engage in relaxing activities. Spend time with a loved one. Go for a walk. Spend time in nature. Travel solo. Take the day off just to sleep. Most of you don't sleep for up to 2 hours in a day, all in the name of grinding. Your under eyes are always puffy and you're always walking around looking like a punching bag. You will get the bag alright, but your health will take it back from you and you won't even be able to enjoy the fruits of your own sweat. You still need your body, honey, to serve you when you're older. So you better start taking care of you. One sign to look out for is keeping the wrong company. For the longest period of time, I thought my life was boring. No friends, always indoors, no outing. I wanted to mingle so badly. I remember one time one of my crazy aunties, and I mean that in every sense of the word, said to me, "You're always indoors. How will you find a man?" And this was when I was 15 years old. Can you imagine? Is this something you need to say to a 15-year-old girl? So I'll be saying to myself, I need friends. I need to experience the party life. The let's go here, let's go there kind of lifestyle. Little did I know that I was setting a vibration in motion. I attracted exactly what I was looking for. Low vibrational friendship, low vibrational relationship, until God said, "My daughter, that's enough. It's time to come back home. It's time to come back to your senses." Now I'm back to square one, exactly where I started from. No friends, always indoor. But this time around, anytime my life is boring, I am lonely, thoughts tries to creep in, I immediately switch to my life is peaceful and healthy. I have a healthy relationship with my mom now. I am not always attacking her as before. She is my best friend. She has always been my best friend. I just didn't make life easier for her sometimes. I also have a best friend who happens to be my spiritual leader and guide. I still have one or two best friends. I can mention Philippa, I can mention Magdalene. They are all very great friends. The only difference is that I am very, very conscious about the people I allow in my space now. All others are no longer a vibrational match. We don't belong together. I am happy with my small circle. I'm not looking towards making new friends who are not a vibrational match. I don't need it. That's not me. That will never be me. You can call me unfriendly or antisocial for all I care. That's just who I am. I tried changing that and it's almost cost me my life. Let me continue to be your sweet, favorite, unfriendly, antisocial, rich auntie. This is not to say that they are bad people. No, far from that. However, everyone's state of consciousness allows for a certain type of vibrational energy. And it is just wise to choose to be in places where you are a match. You are someone who feeds off drama and chaos. You are not unstable. You can be anywhere you want and you'll be fine. At least that is what it looks like you're fine. Moving forward, if you ain't gonna contribute to my peace and health, I don't need you in my space. It doesn't mean I'll be rude to you if you aren't in my circle. I smile at everyone. I laugh. I join in healthy and meaningful conversation. But that doesn't make us friends. I am guarding my new energy, my new state of consciousness with every fiber of my being. Nothing can perforate my cloak. Absolutely nothing. You know why? I'm gonna make sure of that. I ain't allowing it. It's as simple as ABC. I don't enjoy the fun things too. I either go solo or I go with someone who is a vibrational match. That is why I love being with my man. We love the same things, except the gym for now. But I know he will someday get there. None of us makes the other feel like they are being a burden or a bother. There's always laughter in the space, and building with him comes with no friction at all. There's nothing like this was my idea and not yours, which is why he hates to hear the word alone. With him, it is us versus us. I am his inspiration, he is mine. Leaving him behind is always the worst feeling for both of us. If you find yourself fixed in a cycle of self-sabotaging, it's not entirely bad. It serves as a guide, telling you you need to change your ways. Just as Brianna Wise, author of The Mountain Is You, puts it, embedded within each self-sabotaging behavior is actually the key to unlock it, if only we can understand it first. Reflect on your life, take accountability, and discover what feels best for you. Even if it means letting go of everything and everybody, you need to act on it, if that's what's going to lead you to your ultimate goal. Every decision you make from now on should be geared towards your future self. And it obviously begins by knowing exactly what you want. Enjoy the journey, grow through it. At the end of the day, your lessons will be made blessings, and you will be glad you never settle. This brings us to the end of today's video. If you have ever been in a cycle of self-sabotage, let us know how you got out of that space in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe if you learned something new, and give this video a thumbs up. Share and comment as usual. And until my next video, love divinely and unconditionally. Bye bye.